Welcome back. Kaitlyn Park, the manager of the University of South Carolina's Social Media Insights Lab, is here, and we are going to talk about the lab itself in just a moment. But first, Kaitlyn, I know the most recent thing you guys have been monitoring is how the Democratic nominees for president are doing on social media. So tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So here at the University of South Carolina's Social Media Insights Lab, we use a technology called Crimson Hexagon to perform social media listening. And essentially what that means, I like to say that it's like putting your fingertip to the pulse of what's happening in South Carolina. So what we've been doing, we've been monitoring all of these Democratic primary candidates that are coming through the state and taking a look at not just how many people are talking about these candidates, but also what are they saying and how do these candidates make them feel. So in this first study, we looked at 97,000 posts in South Carolina alone, and then over 23 million posts nationally, and we're actually able to see who the front runners were in terms of positive sentiment. And what we found was that South Carolinians really like Pete Buttigieg. Mayor Pete from South Bend, Indiana, has the highest positive sentiment in South Carolina, but also the nation. But what is sort of surprising to see is that Pete Buttigieg actually had higher positive sentiment in South Carolina than the United States as a whole.
That's very interesting. So tell us a little bit more about exactly what social media monitoring is and what you're looking for when you're getting those statistics.
Sure. So social media monitoring, essentially what we do is we are able to take a look at all social media platforms. So of course that calls to mind your big social media companies like Twitter, Instagram. We are able to pull data from Facebook, but we're only able to pull publicly available Facebook data, and Facebook actually has some different privacy issues with their data. So we won't have as much Facebook data, but this is a very Twitter-friendly product. We also look at things like comments on articles, comments on YouTube videos, as well as news and blog mentions, and even smaller sites like Reddit and Tumblr, and see what people in forums are saying as well. And what Crimson Hexagon does is actually analyze those conversations. So we're not only able to see what is being said in social media about these Democratic candidates, but we're also able to see who is saying it. We're able to look at age, we're able to look at gender when people have identified their gender on social media. And we're also able to see trends in conversations. So we're able to identify major topics that are related to these candidates. But what's great is that social media monitoring goes so far beyond politics. Really, any kind of topic or trend that people are talking about on social media, we can look at it in the lab and have a better understanding of what's happening.
Well, thank you for being with us to share all about that program. It sounds fascinating, and I know there's going to be a lot more coming up in the future, so maybe you'll join us again and tell us what's the latest.
Great, I look forward to that. Thank you so much for having me.
The much anticipated Mayfest took place over the weekend, and Anita Paz was there. She'll share some highlights with us right after the break.